How's it going, everyone? This is Ripshaw from the Twilight Legion Vodcast, here to bring you a relatively short little podcast, I guess in this sense, for the Rippin It Up segment. I realize that I haven't been putting out a lot of material, but there have been a lot of things going on lately. This particular video, so to speak, if you want to look at it that way, is more or less just a way to make some address of issues, we'll say. There's been a lot of stuff going on, particularly with the guild. So for those of you who are listening, for in the Twilight Legion guild, this pertains to you, and it also pertains not just to the regular members. It pertains to the administration and those, helping to run the guild. This is just an overall thing. And all this is based on my opinion. I'm going to say what I feel about a lot of things lately. If you don't like it, I really don't fucking care. Because you know what? It doesn't seem that a lot of other people are saying much else about all the things that have been happening and what needs to be done and what needs to be changed. Or, rather not changed, but just looked over, overviewed, and, given some input on how to make things better, revamp things. We already took a hit, with losing members and such, and that's put us, we're still, kind of affected by it. And we're trying to make a comeback, yeah, but it's still not enough. So I'm going to say some things. If you don't like what I have to say, you can switch off now. If you're curious to what I have to say, listen closely. Now, there's going to be a lot of language that I'm going to use, so pardon my French. I'm about fucking sick and tired of all this shit. I really am. I'm just about fucking done with the nonsense and the fucking bickering and all the other shit that's been going on lately. First of all, let me just bring up something that happened last night. Last night was Tuesday night, which is raid night. Fine. I was in the process of cooking dinner for my family because, you know what? It's what I had to do. And, we preach all the time about, oh, real life comes first. Okay, right. Obviously. Apparently that was overlooked a little bit. Because last night, a message was passed along that I was going to be just a little late. And, just to hold me a spot. Well, apparently, people running the raid didn't do that anyway. They still filled the spot. And they even brought in a member that's still kind of new, as opposed to a core raider who's there almost all the time, who just so happens to be a tank as well. For a person who was a healer. Now, I don't mind, filling a raid according to what you have available. But when you're told that one of the people that is usually always there and one of the people that's always part of your group is going to be just a little late and gave you a reason and everything, common fucking sense would tell you, well, you know what, we should hold off a little bit till that person shows up, unless they tell us otherwise. For example, we did the same thing for our guild leader last time. Waited half an hour. And he said he was going to be back in about half an hour. Okay, fine. We waited half an hour, and we saved the spot. When he logged on, he got in. I said I was going to be just a little late. I logged on 10 minutes late, and my spot was filled. Now, I'm also an officer here in Twilight. Quote, supposedly one of the raid officers as well. Now, I'm saying this purely in anger when I say this. And I know that you may say, oh, why are you getting so angry? It's just a game. You know what? It's not about it being a game. It's about being treated appropriately by people you play with. But it's about people. It's about people. That's what it comes down to. You think you got into this game just because of the content being good? You also got into it because of the fact that it's a social network. Okay? Anyway. I don't fucking appreciate being treated like that. I really don't. I put, quite a bit of effort into, this guild. I run with a lot of the new people. I try to make sure that I'm always there. I'm putting myself up at risk here at home of losing all of this just to be around for the guild. You know what that's called? That's called dedication. And you know what? When that's overlooked, or when that's not obviously recognized, it makes a person feel like shit. So, my message to the people who were in charge of everything last night: I don't fucking appreciate it, and don't do it again. That's all I'm going to say about that. Because you know what? It's not fair for one person to be given, such leniency when it comes to a raid setting, and the other person gets fucked over. Now, the flip side to that was one of the people didn't see or didn't realize that such a message was being sent along. Here's another thing to consider. Pay the fuck attention. We had the same problem with another one of the officers that had to, that had left guild. And we always used to say that he never read, chat or anything like that. Well, here's something to keep in mind. Read the fucking chat. Be observant. Notice when people are talking. Notice what's being said. Okay? It's not that fucking difficult. It really isn't. And you could say that I'm picking on people, or now I'm just being nasty and shit like that. You know what? When you get pissed off about shit like this, you tend to lash out a little bit. So, I'm sorry, I'm gonna lash out at everyone. Okay? Aside from the issue from last night, I had spoken to another member who also, I'm not going to give out names. I also spoke to another member who, again, isn't happy with the way things are going. And he's been around here a long time as well. And he's not happy with it. What he's tired of is a lot of the baby bullshit still going on. For example, you're in a raid setting. Excuse me. You're in a raid setting, and it takes people like an attempt on a boss, or it takes people like a whole of 10 minutes to realize, oh shit, I didn't put my buffs out. Here's a little tip. If you're a class and you have buffs, put them out. As soon as everyone is together, you put them out. Here's another little example. If you get up from a wipe, and let's say one person lives, or one person, or a shaman ox, or whatever. Person comes up, mass res everyone. Don't dick around, just mass res everyone. As soon as everyone's up, buff. Just buff up. There's too much time. There's that interval in between getting rezzed and getting ready for the next attempt. There's too long of an interval. It should just be up, buffed, drinked, full, go. It's just the way it should be. It's not a difficult fucking concept. But apparently, that's the kind of shit that has been noticed. Another side of things, another thing that I'm going to stress, this is what this whole thing is going to be about. It's going to be me pointing out all the problems that I'm noticing. We had a member leave last night because he was told to sign up if he was interested in a raid. Signed up, wasn't taken. And the quote I remember mostly was not having any teenage bullshit. I don't know necessarily if that was teenage bullshit. Or excuse me, teenage drama. I'll say that appropriately. Teenage drama. I don't consider that teenage drama. He just walked out. You know, didn't fuss, didn't bitch and moan. Just walked. It didn't cause drama. But I don't blame him. You tell a person one thing, and then he does that thing as you instructed, you know, because you're the one in charge. You told him to do this, he did that. When the time came around, you basically told him to go fuck himself. So who's the one causing drama? Doesn't seem like that guy who ended up leaving. I don't know, it's... it's really fucking stupid. If you tell a person something, and they respond, and they do it, you don't fuck them over the next second. Especially when I found out that that person has a higher eye level than me. Person had 367, I got 363. But you let me read. Part of the problem is, we don't get the time to know any of these other people. Someone said, oh, he's only been here a week. He's been here for about a month. Just about. That's another problem. We don't fucking learn anything about the new people. I barely see anyone. One of the people I see running all the time with the new people is one of our officers. I'm just going to give out her name, Kamina. Runs with them all the time. Constantly. Learns how they are, knows what kind of personality they have, know who the dickheads are, who the smart people are, know who the arrogant fucks are, who the elitists are, who the mediocre players are. She finds all that out. But when it comes to raid time, everyone else doesn't know what the fuck is going on. No one has any idea who some of these people are. It's like, oh, he sucked. Really? Have you run with him? No. Oh, well, how do you know he sucked? Let me tell you something. Get off your fucking high horse, alright? If you're part of the administration here, just because you're a head honcho, or just because you're a big guy, or you're an officer, doesn't make you superior to any other person here. Or it doesn't give you the option to just completely abandon responsibilities. There are people that I see that only log on for raids. They don't run heroics with anyone. They don't socialize with anyone. Some people don't even talk to each other. Some people just don't converse at all. When you're in a guild is a social thing. More than just a gaming thing. It's a social thing. You are part of a group of people. This particular group of people is designed to work together to accomplish tasks. If you can't work together, you don't belong in a guild. Now, people leave guilds because they feel that they cannot work. Or they find better chemistry with another location. That's why people leave. Or they drop and shit like that. That's why they do that. So if that's not happening here, we're going to see a lot of people start taking off. Now, if I could say a message to everyone else who's in charge and running the shindig, listen up. I hate to be an asshole. I hate to be a dick about it, but you know what? This shit's got to straighten up. I understand that in this kind of situation, there is a certain chain of command. Granted, it's just kind of the way the structure goes. It's just, there's a certain chain of command. But we can't have this petty bullshit still going on. We can't. People get away with murder doing shit. And some people just get fucked over for little things. Can't have it. A person who's an officer is a person you A, trust, B, know, in some cases, C, can be trusted with their responsibilities and can actually perform them. One of them being interacting with the guild members, being part of the guild, being a role model in a sense. I see rarely anyone else doing that. I'm not saying I'm so great at it either. I'm not all that talkative. Last night I surely wasn't talkative because, I got jerked off. But that doesn't mean that, you totally disregard everything else. If you only log on for raids, you're not taking part in the whole of the guild. You're just not doing it. Now, granted, I'm not saying that your real life doesn't count, or I'm not saying that you have to abandon what your actual life is all about, and all that other shit. I'm not saying that. Don't be an idiot, alright? Use your fucking head, okay? You know what I'm talking about. Everything is all game related, okay? Everything that I'm saying right now is all game related. If you think that real life is what I'm trying to, insinuate and saying that you need to abandon that, you're fucking retarded, okay? You need to get your fucking head on straight. Everything here is game related. If you work 7 days a week, or you work, 5 of the 7 days a week, you work crazy hours and shit, and you just happen to get on for raids, okay, we understand that. Talk, though. Be social. Be involved. If there are times when you happen to get on and it's not a raid night, do something with members. You want to be a guild member? Be a fucking guild member. Be a guildie. I mean, it's not complicated, guys. It's not rocket science. This isn't some weird thing. This shit's been going on for years. Years and years and years. This isn't complicated. Okay? For me, when I ran my guilds, I did everything. Which was my downfall because it built up too much stress on me. I did the banking, I did the guild leading, I did the raid leading, I did the organization of the raids, I was the disciplinary, I was the mediator. I did everything. And you know what? It eventually got to the point where I had to start, handing out, responsibilities to other people. And you know what? I ran my fucking guild tight. I didn't have any fuck-ups at all, and I didn't let shit slip once. I had eyes and ears everywhere, so I knew at any given time when something was going down. When you're part of an administration, you have a responsibility. You're in charge of monitoring, maintaining, and the overall progress of the guild. The officers, guildmaster, banker, whoever. Doesn't matter. If you're part of the administration, you have a responsibility. So, for example, with raids, figure out strategies. Work with people. Granted, we don't have class leaders right now, but you see someone having trouble? First of all, don't be an asshole about it. Like it says in our guild info, that's one of the big rules, don't be an asshole. Which, I know, that's what I'm doing right now, and I do apologize for that. But this is more of just an address. Anyway, don't sit there and bitch about someone doing something wrong and hating them for it. Why don't you sit down and say, hey, listen, I noticed something that I think you're doing incorrectly. Do you mind if I help you out with something? Or do you mind if I show you something? Be respectful. There's a human being behind that screen, okay? And if you can't do that, get the fuck out. There's a door. I'm really fucking sick of it. I really am. I'm sick of all the nonsense, the baby bullshit. One of the things from last night when I, did a BH run, again, was the thing with buffs. As soon as you get ready, buff up. One of the members was like, that's like initial instincts when you first start playing the game is to buff up. Little things like that. Yeah, they're little, they're very minute, they're simple, they're nothing really to fuss over, nothing to lose sleep over. But it shouldn't it shouldn't be something that needs to be brought up anyway. It should just be a common sense thing. Look, guys, Twilight, listen, you gotta straighten up. We all gotta straighten up. Okay, no more of this rarely being around shit, and no more of this not taking part in the guild. You're either part of the guild or you're not. Okay, there's no more of this, I'm only around to benefit myself. Because, I mean, look, we all, like to, benefit, for ourselves. We all like to, say that, we've achieved something for ourselves. It's understandable. It's a natural human thing. But this is a social thing, too. This is a place where people connect. Start connecting. Start being with people. Okay? If people prefer a structured guild, make it structured. We're supposed to be a casual raiding guild. It's a little too casual. Especially for my taste. It's a little too casual. Or even when we are raiding, it's just a thrown together mess. It's not fucking organized properly anymore. You guys talk about progressing, but you're slapping shit together. And then you wonder why you're not getting anything down. Organize it. Take the time to set up things appropriately. Oh, well, I don't have the time, or no one wants to talk. You know what? Everyone start fucking talking. Open your fucking mouths. Don't be scared. Alright? You want to make it structured? You want to make it organized? You know what? Sit down and figure it out. Make it that way. You want to progress? You want to be one of the top guilds? You know what? Fucking make it that way. Nothing is going to be handed to you. Nothing is just going to happen. You have to make it. You need to make it happen. And if you can't do that, then I don't know what to tell you. I think I said my piece. So, I do apologize for the language used and for the anger that I've been spewing. But you know what? Someone needs to step up and say something. Even to the people who are ahead, even to the people who are running everything, something needs to be addressed. Everyone needs a little wake-up call. Everyone needs a slap saying, hey, shit's not right. Let's do something about it. It's called taking the initiative, okay? If you don't take the initiative, everything's just going to sit and boil. And nothing's going to fucking work. So, in summation, be a guild. Take the initiative. Step up, guys. Talk, converse. Be a guildie. Be a raider. You want to raid? Know the fights. Get your gear together. Oh, I can't raid because I'm not geared enough and I can't get into the raids anyway. You can pug. You can do trash runs. Or if that's an issue for you, say something. Maybe we can do some of the lower level, not lower level stuff, but, the previous content stuff. Do BWD. Do BOT. For one thing, we can't even down a fucking last boss in either of those. Yeah, we got the balls, I think, that we can handle fucking Firelands. Guys, you crawl first, then you walk. And I don't want to hear some bullshit story. Oh, some people are different like that. Some people actually, walk first. Shut the fuck up. Common sense. You crawl before you walk. And you walk before you run. And you either get the shit straight before I slap you in the face. Alright? It's just the way it is. Progression means moving in an orderly fashion, appropriately, up the totem pole. Okay? It's instances, heroics, ZAZG, the troll heroics, because obviously those are a little tougher than the regular heroics. BWD, BOT. Throne. Firelands. Or actually, if you really want to be specific about it, it's BWD, BOT, Throne, Heroic BWD, BOT, Throne. The normal way of progression is regular stuff, regular tier content, then heroic tier content, and then the next level content on regular. Normally the way it goes, it's 10 minute first, then 25, because 25, believe it or not, tends to be a little tougher than 10. You may think, oh, 25, there's more people. Yeah, more people. At the rate we're going, though, more people means more people that we're not familiar with, which means more fuck-ups, which means more wipes. I'm sorry, but I'm not a 5-year-old anymore. And I don't deal with this infantile bullshit. I'm not having it. So this is the time, this is the message, this is the wake-up call. Straighten up. Get your shit together. Alright, we gotta start making a difference here. Start really showing what kind of a guild we are. Alright? That's all for me. Once again, guys, this is Ripshaw from the Twilight Legion Vodcast. I'll see you guys next time.